Hi, I'm Keith and I'm going to show you how to change the air filters on a Ditch Witch SK755. Because any dirt that's in here will just end up on the brand new air filter. Pretty dirty, we're going to change that. We want it down at the bottom. A lot of the units, this one in particular, it says top with arrows pointing up. The reason you want it at the top So the next thing we're going to want to do is you want to lift the arm up out of the way because you're going to need to access in the side of each side, and this arm and cylinder will be coming your way on both sides. There's a safety on each side, so when you lift it up, we can put a safety in and we don't have to worry about it coming down while we're working underneath it. Now that it's all the way up, we can safely pull the safety release pin. Let this safety drop down. Now what this safety does is if the arm starts to come down, it'll bottom out here and it won't be able to come down very far. I'll actually show you. See, as it hit here, it can't come down any further. I'm going to put the safety down on both sides. Now you don't need to have it resting against the bottom. It's there just in case the arm starts to come down. I personally like to leave it as high as it can to be completely out of my way. If you want to put it right down onto the safeties, that's not a problem either. But either way, if both these safety bars are down in this position, this arm cannot come down and do any damage or hurt anybody. Now I already have this machine warmed up, so I don't need to leave it running for very long. If it was cold, today is a little bit of a colder temperature, I would leave this machine running for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you start your service. Next, you're going to open the hood. We're going to put a safety in to hold it up. The air filters in this housing here, there's two clips, one on the front, one on the back side. You open them up. Give it a little bit of a wiggle, the cap comes off. I like to bang it out. I like to take a rag and wipe it out because any dirt that's in here will just end up on the brand new air filter. You have a little dust boot here, they call it a valve. We always want to pop it out, make sure it's not full of dirt and it's clean. Any big debris that comes in here will end up falling out it. The air filter just presses in, so if you give it a little bit of a wiggle and pull it out, as you can see, this one's pretty dirty. We're going to change that. While we're at it, there's an inner air filter. This is called a safety filter, an inner air filter. We have a look at it, make sure it's clean. You don't always have to change this. If you do change it, just take the new one and you do the same thing and you pop it in. Now, you do also want to wipe out the inside of this canister. You don't want to do it with no air filter in here. I like to leave the inner air filter in or the safety filter so that it'll catch anything that might fall. You don't want it getting past there because it'll go right into the engine when you start it up. So we take the new air filter, we check to make sure it's about the same size as the old filter. If it's not the same size, it won't work and it won't fit. Again, it's just a press in. So you can kind of feel it start to go in, and then I give it a twist and a push. Make sure it's seated all the way on. Once it's in, we can put the cap back on. Now this valve, we want it down at the bottom. A lot of the units, this one in particular, it says top with arrows pointing up. The reason you want it at the top is so this valve is at the bottom, and as debris builds up in there, it shakes down to the bottom and comes out this valve. As you can see, it opens here, so slowly it just vibrates out and keeps coming out. Make sure both clips are tight, give it a little shake, it doesn't pop off, and that's changed. Now that we're done everything, we're going to close this thing up. First, we close the hood. Next, we want to lift the safety bars. And we want to safely lower the bucket to the ground. And that's how you change the air filters on a Ditch Witch SK755. Please like, comment, and subscribe.